there's a lot of trades out here that a lot of our younger brothers and sisters can get into. You know a lot about the trade industry
So
because
do
you,
you. So
well,
do you.
yeah, but you've been a part of the trade industry way longer than I have. So we're gonna talk about that on this episode.
Okay.
No days off the
No
podcast.
days off the podcast.
We back, baby,
Yes, we are.
my brother.
Sadly.
So, what do you think are some of the first steps that some of our anybody who's trying to get in trades into the trade business, whether it be plumbing, electrician, carpenters, whatever it is, what are some of the first steps they need to take, in your
Um,
opinion?
well, when I first got into the construction industry, you couldn't just go to, you just couldn't go to the union hall and say, hey, I'm looking for a job. You know what I mean? You had to have a job
Right.
and working on that job, and then the union will come get you.
Okay.
Like they came and got me. So when I first started, I started working for a company, and I'm out there in the field. We building bridges,
Mm-hmm.
and about 3 weeks in, dude came to me and he was like, "Hey, we need to, I can't stop working to talk." He's like, "Yeah, you got time to stop and talk."
Okay.
We
This is because you was union.
because they were the union.
Okay.
So union come launch everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you say, hey, to your supervisor on a construction site, hey, my union is requiring that I do this. The foreman that I had, I'll never forget, his name was Kim.
Uh,
Foreman I had, he said, hey, well, who am I to argue with the union?
right.
I'm like, oh, okay. It's like that. So, but I think trying to get a job is the best way to go about it. Or if you go to a place like OIC, Summit Academy, they got carpenter classes there, and
They got a whole lot of classes though.
yeah. But so the carpentry class and the carpentry class, and then there's the operators class too. Cause I got a couple buddies. One of my buddies graduated as a carpenter from there, and he's doing pretty good. He's running his own business right now.
And what's the operator?
Operators on heavy machinery.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and his brother-in-law, they both went to Summit. His brother-in-law is the first black operator out of Summit Academy to get a job working for a construction company here in the cities,
Operating heavy machinery.
operating heavy machineries, bulldozers, backhoes,
That's what's up.
uh, skiddies, the whole nine. But it's important, man, that we encourage our young black women and men to seek out these trades because at the end of the day, I mean, if you go to college, all you incurring is debt.
That's a
With AI
Right.
surfacing so heavy and so strong, you're not guaranteed a job
Right.
doing what you love
Mm-hmm. That's
or what
true.
you go to school for.
Right.
So that's wasted money. You know what I mean? And then there's your credit score. And then that puts everything on hold.
Right.
Once you don't get the job, land the job that you going to school for. I mean, I'm not saying that's everybody, because some people have luck doing that. But
Right.
you know, getting into the trades, you're gonna be debt free and you're gonna make money.
Right. Because there's also a lot of programs that help these kids,
Yes.
get into these programs as well,
Yeah.
and that's like you said, that'll keep them debt free, which is
Keep them debt
good.
free.
You
Keep
know what I'm
them debt
saying?
free because
And
that is the number one killer of the black man and the black female.
yeah,
You
debt.
know, yeah, yeah. Kills dreams, brother. Kills
Yeah,
dreams.
but you also got to learn how to, you know, um, stay out of debt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's hard for some people. Um,
but when you, I mean, if you go to school and you go to school and you don't have a full ride.
yeah,
I mean, the moment you say, "Okay, I'm going," it's debt. It's debt.
right,
Right
right,
right off the bat.
yeah,
There ain't no way around that. You incur that debt the first day you go to school. The
right,
first book you pick up, you are in debt.
yeah, yeah,
You know, I mean, the trades you got power bucks. I mean, pensions are wonderful. Truck driving. I mean, it's a little difficult now to get a CDL than when I got mine,
right.
but you know, it get your CDL. You know, it's not
Let me
hard work.
let me ask you this. So, um, a lot of the trades when they done with school, a lot of these companies that hire these kids out of these schools, trade schools, are union. Am I correct? Some of them are.
Well, okay, so here's the skinny. A lot of small outfits
Hmm.
aren't union.
Okay.
Uh, so like, but that's mostly home builders and stuff like that. Those companies don't be union outfits.
Right. Right.
But like, highway heavy, uh, building and trades, those are union companies because you on city projects, you on tall building jobs. You know, the building and trades. Building trades is the best. They do aid skater. They pay more than highway heavy, but highway heavy will work you from sun up to sundown,
Right.
and everything after 8 hours is overtime.
Hmm.
So you making your bread. You put in a 16-hour day. That 16-hour day is well earned, and they compensate you pretty good.
Right. I got a question for you about unions. Um, why is it there's some companies who that are not union who tell their employees to stay away from talking to guys in unions? And it is it not beneficial for those companies to be unionized or what?
Well, first you got to look at most of those companies be smaller outfits,
Yeah.
and they can't afford to. They can't. I mean, some of them can pay. Some of them can pay the wage or close to that wage,
Right.
but they can't kick out for the benefit package. They can't kick out for the union. I mean, because they got to pay to be in the union. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure companies have to pay as well as hire union company guys. But so union outfits,
Hmm.
union companies, they can call the hall and say, "Hey, I need a guy.
Right.
He needs to know how to do this. He needs to know how to do this, and he needs to know how to do this." My last construction job, I got hired because my superintendent Dave
Yeah.
called. He called the union hall and said, "Hey, I need a guy that can do this, this, and this."
Hmm.
The dispatch guy at the hall called me and said, "Hey, you working?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "All right, here, call this guy, talk to this guy. He's gonna hire you. You'll be working tomorrow."
Right.
I called Dave. He asked me, he said, "What can you do?" I said, "I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that." He's like, "Okay, go here tomorrow. Take a piss test. Fill out your new hire paperwork."
Right.
He said, "We're not gonna have a problem with the sample." Or I was like, "Not at all."
Right.
And I actually made a joke. He actually laughed. I was like, I said, my pee so clean you can drink it. hey,
Oh
he
shit!
started cracking up. He said, I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Right.
But I mean, but it's the fact. And so, and that was, but so smaller outfits, when you go to those guys, they like, no, don't talk to the union guys because the union guys are gonna the union guys are gonna the union guys are gonna try to get you to come over to the union. I mean, you don't get no hiring bonus,
Right.
but you looking out for somebody. So, and also, you construction guys out there, you operators and power bucks and carpenters, you got a friend that needs a job, bring them in. Bring them in. I'll be thankful. Bring them in. Show them that making this money is great. Help a brother and a sister out. Don't be scared. Just make sure that they gonna work.
Right. Now that's the key thing, cause
Just make sure they're gonna work though. I mean, you got to be selective because you don't want to throw your name out there just for no anybody.
I did it for one guy.
Hey,
And,
I did it for a guy too.
yeah.
I ain't gonna talk about it, but I did it.
So when it comes to trades and versus going to college, right? Some kids, I think, do you think are not getting all the information they need to make that decision? Because to me, that it's kind of a no brainer when you think about going to school, college, opposed to going to trade school, where with the trade school you can pretty much get in there with a grant. You ain't have to come out. You ain't got to come out your pocket for anything.
Well,
So
go ahead. Well, I mean, so here's where I have to be careful with my words
right,
because I ain't gonna never tell nobody not to go to school.
right,
Get you some education.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to college,
right,
but at the same time, I'm not gonna tell somebody not to go to college because from what I hear, because I didn't go to college, that's a hell of an experience, to go to college.
right.
You know what I mean? If you go live on campus and experience, all the stuff and rush week and all that stuff or however it goes, I'm not gonna never tell nobody not to go to college.
Party.
Yeah, a lot of party. I mean,
But hey,
lot of everything.
Right.
But the whole experience of it. I mean, and to be honest, some kids need that.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because it teaches them how to be independent from their mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? These kids nowadays, they're not like us.
Right.
I didn't live at home. I wasn't at home at 16. I wasn't
Right.
at my mom's house at 16.
Yeah. I was out of there around then too.
So we were more independent than these kids are. Some of these kids need that push.
Right.
But then there are kids that go to college and they come right back home to mom and daddy because that's their safe space.
Right.
And to be truth and to be honest, it's really unaffordable not to live at home.
Right. And that's,
I mean,
yeah.
You can't knock these kids that go back home to mom and daddy because it's unaffordable. I mean, you're looking at one bedroom, $1,700-$1,800 a month.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Ridiculous.
I don't get it.
There's a lot of families now that are moving back in with each other, buying huge houses, and all living under one roof.
Yeah.
But
so to finish answering your question, excuse me.
Yeah.
To finish answering your question, I recommend the trades. If I had to go back in time and do it over,
yeah.
I wouldn't think about going to college because but I already know the benefits of being in the trades, and a lot of people don't like unions.
Right.
And the people that don't like unions is the people that don't want to pay
Union dues.
they no the companies
Oh, the
that don't.
companies. Yeah,
Some
gotcha.
of them, don't want to. Some of them don't want to pay their guys and treat them fair and give them benefits and a pension and a 401k.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So wait a minute. So with unions, companies have to set up pensions too.
Well, the union does the pension.
Okay.
So my company that I work for,
Yeah.
they pay into my pension,
Mm-hmm.
and I also have a 401k
Right.
through the company.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So it's a double whammy.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, when you work for a good company, but most of the companies that do stuff like that, they adhere to union rules,
Right.
and you know they let the unions do the collective bargaining and set the scales and stuff like that. They negotiate with these companies on what to pay us.
Right.
You can't go wrong with that. Like, I get a raise every year till 28, and then they renegotiate. You know what I mean? It ain't no small raise.
Yeah. I know when I worked for Metro Transit, they union. So whenever we got a raise, we got that union raise too on top of our regular raise, right? So I mean, yeah. So I get you on that. But I try to push. I try to tell as many young kids, our younger brothers and sisters, um, to look into trade school, because it's a good outfit. But I also see online when I'm online doing research, I take a little break. I also see that there are a lot of young brothers and sisters going to trade schools, and there's a lot of brothers and sisters that's teaching the younger ones a trade as well.
Right.
You know, so and it's I think it's a good look, man, because with the trades, eventually you can open up your own company once once you get with a company and learn and be a journeyman under
Absolutely.
them,
Absolutely.
get off on your own.
Absolutely. A lot of I know a lot of guys that left, got laid off and started their own little small business.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hire one or two guys to come help them out,
Right.
on semi big jobs that one person can't do.
Right.
I mean, it turns into a good thing. You know what I mean? Because you learn a skill that's gonna follow you everywhere.
Right.
I mean, I know how to build shit.
Right.
I mean, I was a laborer for 10 years,
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah.
I mean, so, but the one thing that I want to encourage kids to do is well, young men and young women,
Right.
not kids.
Yeah.
I want to see them avoid the weight of debt,
Right. Mm-hmm.
because the weight of debt will absolutely put a stop to a lot of things in your life.
Especially now.
Yeah.
So, last and final words from the Almighty Chris J. Uh, uh,
I ain't him, but whatever.
yeah. So, with your experience, especially with the unions and with trades, and like you say, you don't try to discourage kids from going to college, but what would you say is some of the more lasting benefits from trade school versus college?
Waking up not being in debt. Waking up not
Ooh,
being in
that's
debt.
big.
Waking up not being
That's
in
big. I
debt.
like that.
learning the trade,
Yeah.
and job security. Because the unions fight for you. If you right,
Right.
you know what I mean? They fight for you.
Yeah.
They will go to bat for you and you'll keep your job.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then being in the union, you ain't got to worry about no job. Are you going out of work list when you get laid off? And some company is gonna hire you.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's never the struggle.
Right.
You know, like having a CDL. I mean, I ain't gonna never be able to work. Long as people still driving trucks and I got a good license and
Right.
I ain't messed it up,
Right.
I'm gonna be working.